Let me tell you something interesting in Igbo tradition. When a child is born, the work doesn't stop at delivery. In fact, another important phase begins right after the baby arrives. Among the Igbo people, this period is known as Omugo. It is the traditional postpartum period where both the mother and the newborn receive care and attention. Now, Omugo is more than just helping a new mother. It is a whole system that blends traditional medicine, maternal education, and nutritional care. And the idea behind it is very simple. When the woman has just given birth, she shouldn't be left alone to figure out everything by herself. In Igbo society, community matters a lot. So during this period, the mother is surrounded by family, especially experienced women who guide her through the process, through recovery and early motherhood. In many cases, it is the maternal grandmother known as Nnochie. If she is not available, the mother-in-law may also step in. Her role is very clear. She takes over the household responsibilities so the new mother can focus on resting and breastfeeding the baby. Cooking, cleaning, and other domestic tasks are handled by her. This creates space for the mother to recover physically while learning how to care for her newborn. This moment is also important because it becomes a time when knowledge is passed down from one generation to another. Through daily interaction, the grandmother teaches the new mother what she needs to know about caring for her baby and managing her recovery. Traditionally, this period of care lasts for at least 1 Igbo month. In Igbo calendar, that means 7 weeks or 4 days each, making 28 days. In some families, depending on their resources, it can last up to 3 months. During this time, the new mother is expected to stay away from strenuous work and sexual activity so her body can have enough time to heal properly after childbirth. Another important aspect of this tradition is the social support system that it creates. So instead of having a mother feeling isolated or overwhelmed, she is surrounded by experienced women who provide guidance and companionship. This constant presence helps ensure that she's not dealing with recovery and childcare alone. Now let us talk about food. Food is a major part of the postpartum ritual. During this Omugo period, the mother is given a carefully monitored diet designed to help her body recover and to support breastfeeding. One of the most important dishes during this period is Ji Mmiri Oku, a spicy yam pepper soup prepared with medicinal herbs and spices. These spices include oda, oziza, and ehuru. The heat from these spices is believed to help melt and expel any blood clots or remaining blood in the uterus after childbirth. At the same time, the soup provides nourishment that helps the mother regain her strength. Other foods are also encouraged during this period. For example, palm wine may be given in moderation, and pap, which is fermented cornstarch, is also encouraged. These foods are believed to support the production of breast milk. The grandmother carefully monitors the mother's meals, making sure she avoids foods that might cause colic in the baby. Now, beyond food, there are also physical care practices during this period. One of them is called Isa Ahu, which involves body washing and massage. This is done regularly as part of the postpartum ritual. So every morning and evening, the grandmother uses a cloth dipped in very hot water to massage the mother's abdomen. This practice is believed to help the uterus shrink back to its original size and to tone the stomach muscle. Another practice involves sitz bath. In this case, the mother sits over a basin of hot water infused with medicinal leaves. This helps reduce inflammation and promotes healing, especially if there was a tear during childbirth. And of course, the baby is not left out of these routines either. The newborn is also bathed and massaged daily. During this process, the grandmother gently stretches and shapes the baby's limbs. It is believed that this helps the baby grow with straight legs and a well-shaped head. While the mother is recovering, the child also undergoes certain rites that formally introduce them into the community. One of these is circumcision, traditionally called Iba Afa, which is usually done on the 8th day for male children. This moment is considered an important step in welcoming the baby into the community. Another important event is the naming ceremony called Iba Afa. This ceremony often takes place on the 8th day or 12th day after childbirth. In Igbo culture, names are chosen very carefully. They often reflect the circumstances surrounding the child's birth, the day of the week the child was born, or sometimes even the belief that the child is connected to an ancestor. There is also a symbolic practice involving the baby's umbilical cord and placenta. In many Igbo communities, these are buried under a fruit fruit-bearing tree, such as a palm oil or breadfruit tree. This act symbolically connects the child to the ancestral land and represents their belonging to the community. Eventually, the postpartum period comes to an end. When the grandmother believes that the mother has recovered fully and regained her strength, a celebration is organized. This moment marks the mother's return to everyday community life. During this event, the mother dresses in her finest clothing, often wearing akwacha, which is a white cloth, or lace. Her skin may be decorated with uli or odo, which is camwood paste. She then presents the baby to the wider community. Sometimes this involves taking the child to the village market or attending a Thanksgiving service at church. It becomes the moment the community officially welcomes the new child. This day is usually filled with singing, dancing, and gift giving. At the end of the celebration, the grandmother returns to her home. Before she leaves, she's often giving gifts such as yams, salt, stockfish, clothes, and a sign of gratitude from the husband and his family. Today, many Igbo women give birth in hospitals, but even with the modern medical care, the Omugo tradition still continues. After leaving the hospital, mothers often return to observe these practices. In some cases, the confinement period may be shorter, especially in cities where work schedules are demanding. Still, the presence of a grandmother or someone who performs the role of an Omugo caregiver remains very important in many families. At its core, these postpartum rituals show how deeply the Igbo people value care, community, and the well-being of both mother and child. By combining nutritional care, physical therapy, and cultural rituals, it ensures that the transition into motherhood happens with support. Traditions like this quietly remind us of something important: the strength of women, the knowledge that they carry, and the way they support one another across generations.